This is the winner's side of the crane pull of the Purdy tournament. This has been one of the games where it has been rained out on the first Saturday.
For years.
It has been for years, yes. Adam Smith joining you guys here for the winner's side. To recap, Spokane defeated Crane in the very first game of the day by a score of 7-6. Hartville defeated Southwest in the most recent game by a score of 2-zip. It was pretty much a pitcher's duel for the entire game all the way up until the bottom of the fifth inning. And that's how we stand. I believe the winners will move to the championship round. Losers will play for third at Purdy. Final score from Purdy from the second game, it was 2-1, Sarcoxy defeating Seymour. So Seymour will play Lockwood in the final game at Purdy. And Purdy will be playing Sarcoxy in this game currently. Leading off top of the first inning for the Eagles, the center fielder, number 4, Truett Coryell. Truett Coryell will dig in, facing Spokane in the field wearing their same uniforms that they wore in the first game, all maroon. And the Eagles are wearing their blue tops, gray pants, and blue caps. Beautiful day today. Temperatures in the high 60s, maybe low 70s. 68 is the temperature for the third game of the day. Pitch is going to be swung on and hit foul. The next pitch is in the dirt, and it's going to be 2 balls and 1 strike. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Swung on and hit out of play once again. Foul ball. Very close games here at Crane. First game had a lot of fireworks going off with a lot of runs scored. A total of 13 runs were scored in the first contest of the game. Batting second, number 35, shortstop, Gavin Stigl.
Man needs a new wallpaper on this. This is man's info. Don't give me a new
Oh, yeah. Downtown Crane is where we are at, as that pitch is going to be hit in the air to the right fielder, and there is out number 2 on the day. Third baseman, number 20, Gus Sinning. Gus Sinning is hitting third for the Eagles. He swings and swats that one past to the shortstop. Throws on to first, but the throw is going to be late. And Sinning is awarded with a single on the infield. Batting fourth, number 22, catcher, Brock Jones. Brock Jones is the Hartville catcher. Caught in the last game against Southwest. Hartville still, I believe, in the Summit Conference. Spokane in the new GOC. 2 away as some wind blows some dust towards us. but it's not going to be a factor, so it's not a problem either. Runner goes. The ball gets away from the Spokane catcher. Two balls and no strikes account to Brock Jones. The next pitch is going to be ball 4. As we're going to have runners at first and second with 2 outs. Batting 5th, number 9, second baseman, Broden Hulsey. Broden Hulsey is the batter he watches the first pitch come to him for strike 1. Spokane coached by Coach Foster and Coach Busby. That's going to be a base hit that's going to plate a run. That's going to make it a 1-0 Hartville lead here in the top of the first inning of play with just 2 outs already recorded. Runner goes, throw down to second, but he throws back to the pitcher. Batting 6th, first baseman number 7, Jacob Meglin. So it's Jacob Meglin to the plate. First pitch swinging, strike 1. Second and third with 2 outs. That pitch is upstairs. It makes it 1 ball and 1 strike. Swung on and ripped right to the third baseman with a throw across the diamond. But the ball gets away, another run scores. That'll make it a 2-0 Hartville lead here in the top of the first inning. And Hartville's already scored 4 runs in this tournament. Batting 7th, number 14, right fielder, Maddox Jones. Maddox Jones digs in. 2-0 our score in favor of Hartville. 2 balls and no strikes. Two outs here in the inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled right back to the screen. Two away here in the top half of the opening frame. Like I said, we are 5 days away from opening day of the MLB season. Cardinals will host the Twins at Busch Stadium. The Royals host the Guardians at Kauffman Stadium as another run scores. Makes it now a 3-0 Hartville lead. Batting 8th, number 12, pitcher, Heston Lowry. Already 3 runs have scored, and Heston Lowry has yet to throw a pitch. And, you know, baseball is the game where anything can happen, and it's the only one of the two sports that does not have a clock. Except for in the bigs where they have a pitch clock.
Only game where the defense has the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe cricket, but I don't understand cricket, so it doesn't count.
Cricket's like baseball, where everybody just runs up to the ball and hits it. It's like 2 balls and 1 strike is the count. The clouds are starting to file in. Three 0 our score in favor of Hartville. Recap the other games. Like I said, Crane falling to Spokane in the first game by a score of 7-6. Then Hartville on top of Southwest 2-0. And over at Purdy, it was Purdy defeating Lockwood by a score of 4-1. Sarcoxy coming back and defeating Seymour by a score of 2-1. As another run scores, makes it now a 4-0 lead for Hartville after a RBI single. Batting ninth, number 19, designated hitter, Cole Sinning. Cole Sinning is the batter for the Hartville Eagles. The pitch is outside, and it is 1-0. Two outs here in the inning. Right back to the pitcher. Sprints it, tosses it to the first baseman for out number 3. But the damage has been done. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Owls are coming up to bat. They trail it 4-0. Welcome back to Tootie Parsons Memorial Stadium. I'm actually calling the Purdy tournament on the Crane side as I looked at the district for baseball. Not sure of where everybody where the district will be hosted at. If it will be at Crane, if it's going to be over in Joplin, Jasper.
I haven't decided yet.
What I heard was a 2-hour drive for Blue Eye to Jasper. Jasper just north of Joplin. Then Marionville and Purdy pretty much right in between. It's crazy how both Blue Eye and Crane were thrown into that western district instead of the district around Springfield.
Miller would have fit in that western one better.
Mhm.
They could have gone to there.
1-1 as that is going to be hit in the air to foul territory down the left field line. When I last checked from the Cardinals spring training game against the Marlins, it was we have a 1-0 lead for the Cardinals. I believe it's either been tied, the Marlins may have taken the lead, or the Cardinals may have improved their lead. But I am not sure. Batting second, number 3, center fielder, Wyatt Sportsman. So it's Wyatt Sportsman to the plate. Also, state championships and third place games are going on up in Columbia for classes 4, 5, and 6. I knew Nixa was in the third place game. Either that's playing today or that was yesterday. And then Kickapoo Girls I'm not sure if they went to third place or if they're in the state championship for, I believe, class 6 for girls. Nixa boys in class 6 as well. I know they're in the third place game. Class 5, I gotta say it's gotta be, I don't know anybody around here that made it to class 5 or class 4. 1 and 2 is the count. They're to Wyatt Sportsman. 1 on, nobody out for the Owls. Looking at a 4-0 deficit early.
Nixa got third place.
Who they play?
Lafayette Wildwood.
So Nixa took third place and beat Lafayette Wildwood out of the St. Louis area. That'll be a ground ball to the shortstop. Throw on to first, throw on to third. Safe, as they were not able to get the double play. But they get one out of it. That brings in the batter in Ethan Newell to the plate. Batting third, number 25, right fielder, Ethan Newell. Ethan Newell will come in. Busy day at the plate for Newell. Couple base hits in the game against Crane earlier this morning. Swings and taps that one foul. 0-1, 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Unaware if Crane will be the visitors in the final game of the day. They were the home team in the first game. 0-1 is the count to Newell. Swings and hits it in the air to center field. The center fielder will catch that one for out number 2. Run scores. Spokane gets a run back. And it's a 4-1 Hartville lead. Batting fourth, number 23, third baseman, Dakota Price. Dakota Price is now the batter with 2 away. Here in the bottom of the first. From what I looked at with from the forecast, it says the rain will stay away until later tonight when we're all home. As that will be a line out to the second baseman for out number 3. We head to the top of the second. It's a 4-1 Hartville lead. Trent Coryell leads off the top half of the second inning. Another opportunity for the Eagles to put some more runs on the board. (4-1) our score in favor of Hartville. As I mentioned before, first pitch to Coryell will be taken for a ball. 1-0. Like I said, very hard to see how many outs and how many balls and strikes are with the sun. I can tell you that scoreboard's been up there for at least, I don't know,
right around 20 years.
20 years. So, you think it might be time for a new one here?
I'd love to get a new one.
Maybe one with white lights.
Mm-hmm.
That would be nice.
Not one like Clever has. Theirs is hard to see for some reason.
I think they got a new one.
Did they get a new one?
Yeah. Swings and hits it in the air to the second baseman. As he will have it for out number 1. Shortstop, Gavin Stigl. Gavin Stigl will come on in. Wiggles the bat up and down. First pitch is taken for a ball, 1-0. One ball, one strike now to Stigl. Pitch, swing and a miss. And it's now 1-2. Swings and hits it in the air into the second baseman again. There's out number 2. Third baseman, Gus Sinning. Gus Sinning is the batter for the Hartville Eagles. 2 away here in the top of the second, swinging another pop-up. The right side, and no one's going to make that one. Throw down to first, and the throw won't be made. And the Eagles have their first base runner of the ball game. Catcher, Brock Jones. Rock Jones will come on in for the Eagles with 2 away in the top half of the second inning. Pretty much we cruised right through the second game. There weren't any runs scored until the top or the bottom of the 5th inning, when Hartville scored their 2 runs to reach the winner's side. Not sure what the scoring was like over at Purdy. But from what I expect, I believe their game is in progress. Their game as they're probably in about the same time, at the same stage of their game as where we are now.
You want to buy a new school for us?
$14,000. Oh my word! Swing and a miss, and there is 3 balls and 2 strikes. They're on Sinning as he hits that one out of play. Foul ball. Two balls and 2 strikes is the count. For 1 as he hits that one on the ground to the shortstop. Throw on to first. Out. And that's how the top of the second comes to an end. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Nothing much for the Eagles. Score remains 4-1. Coy Cutbirth starts the bottom of the second inning with a first pitch ball as he's able to get ahead in the count at 1-0, swinging a fly ball into shallow center. The second baseman came running in to make that catch. Here's 1 away. Batting sixth, number 4, catcher Gavin Kilden. Gavin Kilden will dig in, batting from the right side. He's the catcher. Talking a little bit about Cardinal baseball during the break, it's going to be hard to tell. You know, pitching isn't great. It's kind of like a rewind to 2023 when that Cardinals team ended up at 71-91. The Cardinals didn't really do much this offseason. You know, there weren't any major league free agent signings, but there were a few minor league signings. Cardinals did get Phil Maton during spring training, which they're looking to go to a 6-man rotation with Sonny Gray being the ace. He's the opening day starter against the Twins. Then you'll have Miles Michaelis along with Steven Matz, Andre Palante, Michael McGreevy, like I said, and I can think of anybody else on the Cardinals. The ball gets away from the catcher in Brock Jones. 3 balls and a strike, the count. And a ball 4 will be issued to Kilden. Brings in Cash Burke to the plate. Batting 7th, number 12, first baseman Cash Burke. So Cash Burke will stride on in. First pitch he sees, he'll swing and miss at it for strike 1. Oh and 1 is the count to Burke. The pitch, swing and a miss, and it will make it now strike 2 there on Burke. Dodgers and Cubs have already started the regular season over in Tokyo. Dodgers sweeping the Cubs. They're at the Tokyo Dome. They also played, I believe 2 exhibition games against some of the teams over in Japan. But let me tell you, the Dodgers are going to be loaded this year, just like they have pretty much have been after this past season, where they went on to win the World Series. It's where Shohei Ohtani got his ring. Freddie Freeman got his 2nd ring.
Ohtani pitching now?
I'm not sure.
Is he back to pitching?
I know he didn't pitch all last year. 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count. Swing and a miss, and down goes Burke. And we'll bring in Logan Rawlings to the plate. Batting 8th, number 5, pitcher Logan Rawlings. And like I said, 5 more days till opening day for everybody else in the majors. Swinging a pop-up into right field. There's out number 3. And that will send this game into the top of the 3rd. It still remains 4-1. Braden Holsey will be the batter for the Eagles here in the top of the third inning of play.
I'll just walk around a minute. Stay away.
Swinging a pop up into the center fielder. He's got it with no problems. First baseman, Jacob Meglin. Jacob Meglin is the batter. Pitch taken for a strike, and it is. 0-1. The next pitch outside makes it 1-1. 4-1 our score, still in favor of Hartville. We haven't had any run rules in the last 2 games today. Some of the Pirate fans filing in for the final game of the night. On the loser's side, consolation side, as Crane will take on Southwest. Fly ball into the second baseman. There's out number 2. Right fielder, Maddox Jones. Swings and hits it on the ground past the third baseman and past the shortstop for a base hit. And that will be a base hit. Runner on second with 2 away. Pitcher Heston Lowry. Heston Lowry, the batter for the Eagles. Runner breaks for second. He will head on to second base. Check on the runner, but he's back in safely. Pirates can look for win number 1 in the next game against Southwest. That will be our 4th and final game of the day. Swings and swats it to the shortstop. Throw to first. Is in time for out number 3. And we go to the top of the 4th. It is 4-1 in favor of Hartville. David Blake leads off the top half of the fourth inning of play, or excuse me, the bottom half of the third inning of play for Spokane as he lines one in to right field for a base hit. He will stop there at first base. And we'll bring in the batter in Tristan Gold. Second baseman, Tristan Gold. Bottom of the third for the Eagles and the Owls. Eagles have the 4-1 advantage. Here on opening day of the high school season for Crane. Everybody, some others played yesterday. Shows bunt, but he bunts it away foul. One ball and 2 strikes is the count to Tristan Gold. Next pitch will be ball 2, 2-2. Swings and hits it out of play. That will go foul. Strike 3 as he goes down on strikes. And there is out number 1 here in the bottom of the third. Center fielder Wyatt Sportsman. First pitch he sees will be swinging at it and missing at it for strike 1. 0-1. 5 runs have been scored for both teams. That'll be a base hit there to Sportsman. And we got runners at first and second. Right fielder Ethan Newell. Ethan Newell digs in. 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. 4-1 in favor of Hartville. Swung on and fouled off. Swung on and hit in the air to the center fielder. He's got it for out number 2. And that brings in the batter in Dakota Price. Third baseman, Dakota Price. Dakota Price will be the batter with 2 away. First and second with 2 outs for the Owls, as they will look to extend the inning. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and it is strike 1, 0-1. Next one will be missed at it for a ball. 1-1. Swung on in a tapper foul. And it's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to count to Price. Swings and hits it in the air. This is going to go foul. The next one is hit out of play. Fouled once again. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, and that's how strike 3 is recorded. We go to the top of the 4th inning. Nothing much for the Owls. It's still a 4-1 Hartville lead. Cole City will watch and swing at the first pitch for strike 1, 0-1. To start things off here in the the top of the 4th. 4-1 in favor of Hartville. The pitch will be a ball, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes is the count. Pitch, swing and a miss, and Sinning is tagged out for out number 1. Center fielder Trent Coriel. So Trent Coriel will be the second batter of the 4th inning. The first pitch from Rawlings is going to be a ball, 1-0. Next pitch is now 2-0. There to Rawlings. It's always working the count. You always want to work the count in baseball. The next one. Downstairs, and a walk will be issued. There to Coriel. Brings in Gavin Stigl. Shortstop to the plate. Shortstop, Gavin Stigl. Gavin Stigl will dig in. Rawlings looks at his man. He delivers to Stigl for a ball. 1-0. Runner goes. Swung on, and that's going to be a little ground ball to the shortstop. Throw on to first is not in time. We got runners at first and second with one away. Third baseman, Gus Sinning. Gus Sinning now the batter. Like I said, Hartville is part of the Summit League. Spokane a part of the GOC. Call it the Gawk or the Jock. Ooh, grounder right to the pitcher, but he couldn't find the ball. And that will send Coach Foster out to the mound. Talk things over, settle things down with his infield. Looks like they'll have a new pitcher coming in for Spokane to relieve Logan Rawlings. No, Rawlings is still out there. But pardon me, it is a new pitcher. We'll see who it is. Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Owls, number 6, Wyatt Griffith. Correction, David Blake. So David Blake is the new pitcher for the Owls. He pitched in the first game against Crane in relief of in relief of Lev Kolyan. So he will come out for his second game of the season. He will face Brock Jones. Catcher, Brock Jones. Brock Jones is the batter for the Eagles. He swings and hits one in the air to the center fielder. Center fielder will have it for out number 3. Gave that ball a ride. But we are going to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's still a 4-1 Hartville lead. Coy Cutbirth will swing and miss at strike one to get things going here in the bottom of the fourth inning of play. Pretty much been zeros on the scoreboard for Spokane and Hartville. Games have been moving at a pretty decent clip. Two balls and a strike, as that is going to be an infield single for Cutbirth. Brings in Gavin Kilden to the plate. Catcher, Gavin Kilden. Gavin Kilden will be the man to come to the plate. Let's see if he can trade places with Cutbirth. First pitch he watches is going to be a ball 1-0. The pitch. Ball gets away from the catcher in Jones, but he was able to retrieve it again. Two balls and no strikes. The pitch swings and hits it in the air to the second baseman. Holsey's got it for out number one. First baseman, Cash Burke. Cash Burke is the batter as the gray clouds take away the sun, the sunny blue skies that we had over the field a couple days for the first two games. That could mean that rain is on its way. Hopefully it doesn't come soon, as we want to get these last two games in here for the day. But so far it's been dry. It's been pretty dry. Weather has stayed, but the inclement weather has stayed away, which is good. It's been like that, or seems to be like that for the first Saturday of the year. That's going to be a grounder past the third baseman to the left fielder. He couldn't find the ball in the grass. Runner from first is headed to second. He will stop there, and that will make it at runners at second and third with one man out here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Shortstop, Logan Rawlings. Logan Rawlings is the batter for the Owls here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Swings and slaps it down the first base line. That's going to play to run. This is going to cut the lead in half. Here comes another run scoring, and that's going to make it now a 4-3 Hartville lead, thanks to two runs that have scored. And that was thanks to Rawlings' two-run double. Pitcher, David Blake. David Blake now the batter for Spokane. And the late inning magic for the Owls has been killer for their opponents. A ball and no strikes. One out to Blake. A pitch, swing and a miss, and it is 0-1. The next one, swing and a miss, and he is denied again. It is 1 ball, 2 strikes. The next pitch, swung on and hit the other way, past the first baseman for a base hit. This is going to tie the game. This as Rawlings scores from second, and it's now a 4-4 tie. And that will bring in Tristan Gold to the plate. Second baseman, Tristan Gold. Tristan Gold now the batter. A 4-4 tie between Hartville and Spokane. Hartville, like I said, in the early game, they had to wait till about the 5th inning, the bottom of the 5th inning, to get their runs. It's a 4-4 tie between Hartville and Spokane. Pitches inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Next one, swinging strike, and it is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the inning. The pitch, swings and swats it foul. Stays alive, 2-2. Swung on and fouled once again. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, and there's strike 3. And 2 away here in the inning. Center fielder, Wyatt Sportsman. Now it's Wyatt Sportsman as he swings and hits it to the third baseman, throw to first, and there is out number 3. So we're going to go to the top of the 5th. As the Owls have come back, they tie it up. It's 4-4. Cole Sinning leads off the top half of the 5th inning for the Eagles. We've pretty much been cruising through this game. Final game is supposed to start in about a matter of 30 minutes or so, maybe 45 at the most. Oops, my bad. As I was saying, as these games have pretty much been cruising. Pretty much they've been exciting, as one team in Spokane has been able to come back from being down. There hasn't been a lot of lopsided games today. Closest being Hartville over Southwest 2-0. And Spokane and Crane also a close one. Whereas Holsey was the one who drew the walk. First baseman Jacob Meglin. So Meglin is the batter for the Eagles here in the bottom, or in the top of the 5th inning of play. One ball, one strike, the count to Meglin. After this game is concluded, we will have one more game. It'll be Crane taking on Southwest. That pitch is hit foul. One ball, one strike. Nobody out to Jacob Meglin. Not sure if he was on the Hartville basketball team. As basketball season winds down here in Southwest Missouri and all across Missouri, as it's the championship games for classes 4, 5, and 6. As that one's going to be a fair ball past the third baseman for a base hit. Runners will move to second and third with nobody out. Right fielder Maddox Jones. Maddox Jones, the batter. Batting from the right side. He's got runners at second and third, but the ball bounces off the concrete facade. That backstop that goes behind home plate from the first base dugout to the third base dugout. One ball, no strikes. That's the count to third Jones. Runners are at second and third. Pitch, swing and hit the other way. This is going to dunk into shallow right field for a base hit. One run comes in. That's going to make it now a 5-4 Hartville lead as they regain the lead back. Designated hitter, Heston Lowry. Heston Lowry digs in. He bats from the right side. pretty much every batter today has batted from the right side. There haven't been any left-handed hitters today. Swing and a miss, and it is 2-1. Or 0-1, excuse me. The next one, swinging a high pop-up. Who's going to get it? The shortstop has it for out number 1. And it brings in the batter in Cole Sinning. Third baseman, Cole Sinning. Sinning the batter for Hartville. The sun's kind of peeking through. You can just barely see it if you look very closely off the batting helmets, and I believe off that truck that's parked in left center. Another run scores, and Hartville gets another run back, and it's 6-4 on the ground out. Runner on third. Center fielder, Truett Coryell. So it's Truett Coryell to the plate for the Eagles. 0-1 is the count. The pitch outside, and it's going to be taken for a ball. 1-0. The next pitch swung on and almost took the pitcher's head off with that one. Plates another run, and it's now 7-4. Hartville starting to get their runs back here in the top half of the fifth. Shortstop Gavin Stigl. Gavin Stigl, the batter. He's batting second for the Eagles. The pitch inside, and it's going to be one and 0. That next pitch will be taken for a strike, and the count's even 1-1. Runner at first. He's on the move. That pitch will be fouled off. And Blake is now ahead 1-2. Next one outside. One ball, 2 strikes to count. Pitch to Stigl is going to be a ground ball. Base hit to the left fielder. Left fielder is going to have some trouble fielding that ball. That's going to plate another run. Here it comes. It's going to, as that will be, looks like Coryell, who scored. That is going to make it a 8-4 lead for the Eagles, but they get an out on the bases. So it looks like we're going to the bottom of the fifth, and that means it is a 8-4 Hartville lead. Ethan Newell is the batter for the Spokane Owls here in the bottom of the 5th inning of play. Swings and hits it on the ground to the first baseman. Steps on the bag, and there is out number 1. So score correction is 9-4 in favor of Hartville. Brings in the batter in Dakota Price. Third baseman, Dakota Price. Grounder past the pitcher to the shortstop. He'll throw it at first. And there's out number 2 here in the bottom of the 5th inning of play. Designated hitter, Coy Cutbirth. 9-4 is the score in favor of Hartville. Two outs here in the inning. Here's the pitch. This is for a strike, or misses for a ball, 1-0. Next pitch is outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here it is. Downstairs, taken for a strike. And it's 2-1. Next one, swing and a miss, and that is going to make it 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the inning. The next pitch, swing and a miss. As Cutbirth goes down on strikes, we send this game into the top of the 6th inning. Hartville clinging on to a 5-run lead. It's 9-4. Gus Sinning leads off the top of the 6th inning of play. Hartville going to look to scratch and claw back into this game. They lead 9-4. First pitch to him is going to be a ball, 1-0. After this game concludes, it's going to be Crane taking on Southwest to see who will play for 5th and who will play for 7th. That pitch is going to be a grounder to the left fielder for a base hit. Catcher, Brock Jones. Brock Jones, the batter for the Eagles. They lead at 9-4 once again, scoring 5 runs in the 5th. Like they call it a balk on the pitcher. Nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. Man on second base after a balk was called. Once again, 9-4 is our score. That's the Pirates that's the Eagles who lead it. The pitch. Next pitch going to be called a ball. Looks like 2-0 is the count. The pitch upstairs, and it's going to be 3-0. The next one. Took it for a strike, and it's now 3 balls and 1 strike. The count there on Jones, but he drew a walk. Second baseman Braden Hulsey. The pitch, swinging a tapped foul. Sixth inning, and as I said, the Clouds were chasing the sun-stained sky, or the sunny blue skies away. Here over Crane. That pitch is hit foul. Oh and 2 is the count. As that pitch is going to be cut on a miss for strike 3. And that's going to have one out here in the 6th. Brings in the batter in Jacob Meglin. First baseman Jacob Meglin. First pitch he sees, he swats it foul. 0-1 the count to Meglin. The next pitch, swing and a pop up into the air. The third baseman will have it for out number 2. And the runners stay put. Right fielder, Maddox Jones. And we'll see Coach Foster make a trip to the mound. Could be it for his pitcher. It looks like it'll be a pitching change for the Eagle for the Owls. After this, we got one more game on tap. It will be the Pirates taking on the Trojans. Pirates from Crane, Trojans from Southwest. Looks like we do have a new pitcher. We'll see who it is. Let's look and see who it is. Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Owls, number 7, Leaf Colton. So it'll be Leaf Colton to pitch on to take over the pitching duties for Spokane. Here in the top of the 6th. Like I said, Hartville has the 9-4 advantage. Men. Maddox Jones will be the man to greet Leaf Colton on the mound for the Owls. He started the first game of the day today between Crane and Spokane. Swings and hits it foul to the Eagles head coach in Brady Welsh. The pitch swung on and swatted to the third baseman. He throws on to first, and it's successful as we head on to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is a 9-4 Hartville lead. Gavin Kilden will be the batter as he leads off the bottom half of the 6th inning of play. First pitch, look out. It almost took his dome off. And it's 0-1. (9-4) is our score in favor of Hartville. Kilden rocks the bat up and down. He looked to find himself back on base. Find himself to get on base. The pitch, swing and a miss, and that's strike 3. And that's out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th. First baseman, Cash Burke. The pitch, swing and a miss, and it is going to be a strike. Two, and looks like it hit something. Not sure what it hit, but it looks like it hit something based off of how people were reacting. Oh, 0-2 is the count. The pitch floats in there for, going to be in for a ball. And it's 1-2, the count. Swing and a miss, and down goes Burke. Pitcher, Leaf Colton. So it's Leaf Colton to the plate for the Owls. That pitch is going to be a hit in the air to the right fielder for out number 3. He gave it a ride. But we're going to the top of the 7th inning. Hartville still leads it 9-4. Heston Lowry leads off the top half of the 7th inning for the Eagles. Eagles are going to try and tack on some more here in the top half of the 7th. Let's see if they can. We shall see. The ball gets away from the the Owls catcher. They're in Kilden. The pitch, swing and a miss, and Lowry's going to be looking at himself just ahead at 2 balls and a strike. Hits one off the end of the bat into the air, and that's going to be caught, I believe, by the second baseman. Designated hitter, Cole Sinning. Cole Sinning is the batter. Bats from the right side. That's pretty much everybody has. The pitch, ball gets away. Going to call it ball 1. The 1-0 upstairs, and that will be 2-0 now. There it is, Sinning. Base is empty with 1 out. The pitch upstairs, and that will be now 3-0. Next one, way outside, ball 4. And with one out here in the 7th, we already got a base runner. Center fielder, Truett Coryell. So Truett Coryell will come on in with 1 out here in the top half of the 7th. The first pitch is going to be a strike, 0-1. Spokane defeated Crane, like I said, in the first game, 7-6. And then Hartville defeated Southwest 2-0. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Runner moves to first moves to second from first. Counts 1 ball and 2 strikes, I believe. Next pitch, swing and a miss, and he is down on strikes. And that means the outs will go up to 2. Shortstop, Gavin Stigl. Now it's Gavin Stigl to the plate for the Hartville Eagles. The next pitch to him, swing and a miss. Then it's 0-2. They're on Gavin Stigl. 2 outs and a runner on. Here's the offering. And it's outside. Swung on and ripped foul right into the home bullpen. Out of play, and we still do it at 1 ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. The count, 2 away. Runner on first. The pitch inside, and it's going to make it now 2 balls and 2 strikes. There as Colton looks to try and win the battle, send this game into the bottom of the 7th inning. All but the second game has seen the bottom of the 7th. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and down goes Stigl. And this sends this game on to the bottom of the 7th inning. And it's going to be the last chance for the Owls if they want to carve into this 9-5 lead that Hartville has. Bottom of the 7th inning, kicking off for the Spokane Owls here in Crane. As Blake will send a ball in the air to no man's land there in shallow left center field. And he's got himself a single here to kick things off here in the bottom half of the 7th with 3 outs to work with. Second baseman, Tristan Gold. Tristan Gold, now the batter. For the Owls, a throw down to first to check on the runner. He's back in safely. Next pitch, or first pitch to him is going to be a strike 0-1. Now the next one swung on and hit in the air. That will be caught there by by the catcher in Jones, and there's one away. Center fielder Wyatt, Sportsman, and it's Sportsman to the plate. Not every inning in baseball is 1, 2, 3. One ball and no strikes the count. One out with a man on. That is David Blake. Sportsman hits one in the air to the center fielder, or second baseman rather, and the Owls are down to their last out of the game. Right fielder Ethan Newell. Ethan Newell swings and hits one on the ground to the second baseman. He'll throw onto first. And that's how the ball game comes to an end. The Eagles will move on to the championship game on Tuesday night and take on either Purdy or Sarcoxy. Spokane moves to the third place game. We'll have our post game show coming up. We'll have the head coach of the Hartville Eagles and Coach Brady Welsh to talk things over to get his reactions on his 2 games. So stick around. Welcome back to Tootie Parsons Memorial Stadium. I'm here with the head coach of the Hartville Eagles, Coach Brady Welsh, after two wins to open the 2025 season, and one against Southwest, another one against Spokane. Coach Welsh, into these two games to open the Purdy tournament and to open the season, what was the mindset and the attack plan that you had?
Yeah, so we definitely rely a lot on our pitching. I knew that first game Gus Sinning would come out and be ready to go, and he definitely was. If he's on, we have a pretty good chance to win, and he definitely was today. Like I said, through a scoreless game, and almost got that complete game. Just kind of ran out of pitches there, but told the boys, we got to rely on him, but at the same time we need to execute, and we didn't do that too well, but we did enough to win.
You guys did do enough to win, to execute, and to start the season off strong. It's a young season. You guys, this is a pretty big tournament. Two sites, Crane and Purdy.
Mm-hmm.
You guys were able to get 2 wins and win the Crane pool. So what were you relying on the other side of the ball?
Yeah, so that's something we struggled with in the past. Defensively, I told the guys, we need to be ready to go, and then we had some plays here and there that kind of set us back, but I think we did a good job being able to get out of that. And then offensively, there were some times that I told them, I said, hey, we're going to get runners on, and if we don't move them over, it's going to put us in a tough spot. But we were able to move them over in that second game, and it really showed what we're capable of, I think, to moving on into the rest of the 2025 season.
It shows what you're capable of moving forward in the 2025 season. Is when you guys can, put runners on. You guys can make defensive plays, back up your pitcher on the mound, or back up just anybody on your pitching staff. So, what were you also relying on with who you were bringing to the plate?
Yeah, so the top of our lineup, we really rely on them to get on base, and then Gus Sinning, we really rely on him again, from the mound, even with his bat as well. When he walks up, a lot of people are like, oh, we probably need to scoot back a little bit. And today, I think he did a good job of hitting the ball hard and squaring it up. And if he does that, it's definitely going to put us in a good spot of moving runners. And then bottom of the lineup, just doing their job of, put a ball here and there, make them make plays. And I think if we make teams make plays, it's gonna definitely put us in a good spot, because any park you play at, it's not going to be perfect. There's going to be some imperfections, and sometimes those imperfections work out in your favor.
Those imperfections can work out in your favor. Now move on to Tuesday night championship game against either Purdy or Sarcoxy.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure who you guys will be playing.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think they know yet.
As I believe that game is still in progress over at Purdy. So if you guys take on Purdy or if you guys take on Sarcoxy, what are you guys going to be looking for, and how are you guys going to prepare for it?
Yeah, so Monday we'll have one practice to prepare for that game, and I told the boys they need to think about what they need to work on, and hopefully they think about that. We take that into practice on Monday. And I don't know much about Sarcoxy. I don't think we've played them before, but I do know if we play Purdy, they're going to be ready to go. They are well coached, and they are definitely a baseball school. And I told the boys, they want to play teams like us in championship games, and if we don't show up ready to go, then we could definitely get beat. But I do feel like if we're ready to go and we work on those things, it's going to be pretty hard to beat us.
It could be pretty hard to beat you guys if you guys take care of those fundamentals and play the game the right way and get some wins. If there were any final words you had to say to coaches Derek Mann, Coach Foster, and Coach Britton Tucker, what would your words be to all those 3 coaches?
Yeah, just tell them, we always appreciate the competition, and they definitely played well, and they can be very successful this year, all these teams, and I feel like they are great coaches for those boys too. They need to listen to them, and I think they can carry them on to a successful season this year.
Appreciate the time, Coach Welsh. Congratulations on that win on those 2 wins actually, against Southwest and Spokane. Hey, maybe you can go and get a win and win this tournament against either Purdy or Sarcoxy.
That'd be great. I appreciate you. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Coach Brady Welsh is out in this game, but we're going to be back on for one final game for the day. It's going to be Crane taking on Southwest, coming up in just a few moments, so don't go away.